Hello my dear students. In this video, we are going to discuss about worldwide accounting diversity and harmonization. That is your lesson 2 of International Accounting course unit. Hope you all have watched my first video and now you have a clear idea about what is international accounting, what is international accounting diversity and problem posed by this diversity. With these fundamentals, today we will learn the accounting harmonization over the world. Let's go to the lessons. Throughout this video, we are going to discuss about the term harmonization and the reason for harmonization, obstacles, measurements, and the bodies who rise to harmonize international accounting standards and its success. So first, we discuss what is harmonization. In my last video, you have learned what is diversity, accounting diversity, and the accounting or the financial reports prepared by the countries of the world are not same. These diversity or these differences in the financial reporting practices caused a number of problems. Therefore, these differences should be minimized. So these minimizing practices or reducing differences in the financial reporting practices is known as harmonization of international accounting. In addition to these explained, I would say one example that is provided by Sir Brian Hasworth, who is former Secretary General of the International Accounting Standard Committee. He explained how accounting diversity affects international capital market. To understand it, please imagine this as an international business organization. Assume a business called XYZ Corporations, which is operated in Japan and the parent company is in Japan. And this company has a subsidiary in UK. In addition to that, which listed their stocks on US stock exchange. So now they are connected with 3 different environments, US, UK and Japan. So this organization need to prepare their financial reports to the Japan for the parent company. And again, they need to prepare their financial statements to the UK based on the UK's generally accepted accounting principles. So then they have to merge the parent account with subsidiary, that is the consolidated financial statement. In order to do that, they have to restate their UK subsidiary financial statement to the Japan's generally accepted accounting principles. Not only that, as I already said, they listed in US stock exchange. Therefore, they have to restate their financial statement to the US generally accepted principles. So altogether, they have to prepare 3 sets of financial statements, or else they have to restate based on 3 generally accepted accounting principles. Instead of that, assume if there are only one standard over the world, the work of accountants is simple. So this diversity causes huge amount of expenses, cause of huge amount of workload to the accounting professionals, complexities. So this diversity can be harmonized through the harmonization of accounting standards. This diversity not only goes to the company and the accounting professionals, this is also lead to confusions among the investors. So investors cannot understand the financial statement prepared by different countries' principles. So in order to reduce this complexity, the harmonization is important. So these confusions among investors lead to ineffectiveness of capital market operations. Due to these diversities and issues, the accounting professions and standard setters all over the world have been under pressure from multinational companies, stock exchanges, security regulators and international lending organizations like World Bank and other international bodies like G20 to reduce diversity and harmonize accounting standard and practice internationally. So with the scenario that I have explained, hope you have understood what is accounting harmonization. In addition to that, let's see some definition of harmonization. So we can simply say harmonization is a process which drives to breaking the barriers of national differences. So the financial statements prepared by the companies all over the globe can be easily comparable, understandable, and relevant for decision making. And the Knobs and Parker, he explained the harmonization is a process of increasing the compatibility of accounting practices by setting bounds to their degree of variations. So the harmonization of accounting standards implies developing a common accounting standards that should be accepted by the world and practiced by the world. So if there is a common standard, then the diversity in the accounting practices will be reduced. Move on to the next. We will discuss about 3 different buzzwords used in international financial reporting practices. The one is harmonization, convergence, and the standardization. Some view says harmonization as the same as standardization. However, there is a small difference. In the standardization, it implies the elimination of alternative in accounting practices and other events. But the harmonization refers to the reduction of alternatives and eliminating the conflict or reduce the conflict in the accounting practice. I will explain clearly. For example, the inventory can be measured based on the international accounting standard by measuring FIFO, first in first out, or by measuring the weighted average cost. So there are 2 alternatives. So countries, they can choose one of the alternatives in order to measure the inventory value. So that is known as harmonization. Alternatives are provided and countries can choose the alternatives and prepare their financial statement. So the pupil or the users can understand the way the financial statements are prepared. But the standardization in the sense, there are no alternatives and prepare the financial statement based on the one way that is provided to everyone. So that is the main difference between harmonization and the standardization. So in the term harmonization, company has the flexibility of choosing their alternatives, and through that the body is expecting to reduce confusions among the financial reporting practices of the countries only. The next term is convergence. Like harmonization, convergence is a process that takes place over the period of time. But unlike harmonization, the convergence implies the adoption of only one accounting standard all over the world. So these are the difference between the term convergence, harmonization, and the standardization. However, in this lesson, we are going to talk about harmonization only. Let's move to the reason for harmonization of accounting standard. There are a huge number of reasons for the harmonization of accounting standards. We will discuss some of them. The first one is corporate management of multinational corporations. So, hope you have understand the example that I explained before. So, based on that, you have an idea the problem faced by MNCs related to financial reporting. So, MNCs need to restate their subsidiaries' financial statement to the home country's one. In addition to that, they have to restate the subsidiaries and home country's financial statement to the country where they listed the stocks. So it leads to high cost and high complexity. Therefore, if there is a common accounting standard, these MNCs would be happy. And the second reason is investors. So investors of shares or the stocks spread over the world. So for example, assume yourself, you are an investor, you live in Sri Lanka, and now you are looking to invest in the global organizations. So if you need to understand the reports prepared by the Japan, or the report prepared by the America or India, it's not easy. The investors will face so many issues for the comparison of different financial statements due to these differences. So the common accounting standards help to the investors to compare and make better economic decisions about their investments. So the third reason is stock market and regulators. These regulators try to protect investors while enhancing the effectiveness of world stock market. Therefore, they require the disclosures from the participants, the market participants. However, the size of disclosure required by different stock market is varying. Therefore, the multinational companies are trying to list their stocks where the market requirements is low. Therefore, it will affect the market efficiency. Next reason is analysis and comparisons. Differences in the financial reporting practices all over the world make difficulties to analyze financial reports of different countries. Therefore, it leads to difficulties in the decision making, especially in the economic decision making about the investment. The last one, the reliability. So reliability in the sense, as we have already talked, the Columbus Stock Exchange where the people from the foreign countries can also invest. But the problem is, the foreign investors are looking for the quality financial reporting informations in order to enhance their reliability. But Sri Lanka is an emerging market, therefore the foreign investors from the developed countries have less hope of the financial reporting practices of developing countries. Therefore, if there is a common financial reporting standards all over the world, these problems can be eliminated and even developing country can also get benefit from the stock market effectiveness. Although we discuss so many reasons for harmonization, do you think the world achieved harmonization of accounting standard? The answer is no. It not achieved the harmonization of accounting standard yet. The reason is there are so many obstacles to make the accounting standard harmonized. Let's discuss one by one. The first one is size of the national differences, which means the accounting or the financial reporting practices of two countries are different hugely. For example, assume UK and US. There are so many differences in the practice of US and UK. That's why the harmonizing the reporting practices of these two countries is still questionable. And the second factor is lack of international regulatory agencies. Although we have international financial reporting standards, there are no regulatory agencies in order to monitor whether all the countries comply with financial reporting standards and whether all the countries use this standard for the preparation of their financial statements. However, there is one body called European Commissions that monitor the comply of the financial reporting standards in the European Union. But that is a part of the world. So as a conclusion, there are no one regulatory agencies in order to regulate the world together. And the third one, unwillingness of country. So this is called the nationalism. So nationalism in the sense, some countries, they right to keep the position, the world top position. For example, US, India, China, UK and Russia and other countries, they are fighting to hold the first position. Therefore, they never compromise their accounting standard to adopt other standards. Okay, that's the reason for the difference between US practices and the UK practices. So, due to unusual national differences, some countries may not want to lose their power by accepting compromises that involve changing accounting practices towards those of the other countries in the world. And the last one, the lack of expertise. So, process of harmonizing is not simple. The reason is the accounting standards of each country developed over the time based on the politics, culture and the economic situations of the countries. Therefore, there are huge deviations and complexity in the accounting standards and the financial reporting practices. So, in order to reduce those differences between these practices, expertise should be there. However, the lack of expertise in the accounting professionals also the reason for the harmonization difficulties. So we discuss there's a difference all over the world and the harmonization has not achieved yet. Therefore, the number of researchers from time to time measured the level of harmonization achieved in the world. So the tool they use to measure the harmonization of accounting standard is called as C index. So the C index in the sense comparability index. So there are no one comparability index accepted by the globe, but time to time researchers developed various comparability index and they used to measure the harmonization of accounting standards all over the world financial reporting practices. So next we talk about the major harmonization efforts undertaken by the World Organization. So several international organizations were involved in harmonization efforts either regionally or globally. So the two most important players in these efforts were the European Union, which is regionally, and the International Accounting Standards Committees globally. In addition to these two players, the International Organization of Security Commissions and the International Federation of Accountants also have contributed to the harmonization efforts at the global level. So with these, I would like to wind up this video, and in the next video, I will continue the same lesson, the harmonization of accounting standard, and in the next video, I will talk about the effort undertaken by these different bodies and the success of those efforts. Dears, hope you have understood the lesson that I discussed with you today, and if you have any clarifications or questions, please comment below or in the LMS forum. Thank you for listening to me. If you like my video, please share it with your friends, press the like button, press the bell button, and finally subscribe my YouTube channel. I will meet you with more and more YouTube videos. Thank you. Bye-bye. Don't forget to subscribe my channel.